Kawelo Huddy, our overall winner here today at the Ultimate Hawaiian Hard Enduro. Cavell, what does this mean to you to get the win for the second year in a row?
It means a lot because we're a homegrown local boy from Kauai, so for hold down our territory is pretty damn mean, yeah.
I'll say you seemed like you were on rails out there, just catching every line and just you were on autopilot, just focused forward. How did your race go? Walk us through it.
It went pretty good. We got into the first creek and I kind of like got them. I passed Ryder and Tristan, and then I kind of just stayed in the lead and just stayed focused and calm, and then stick to what I know and ride like how I ride every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday.
3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. What does it take to translate that skill from the mountains here in Omau to the mainland?
It's different because the speeds are very slow here. So when we get to the mainland, the speeds are higher. So the whole suspension is different, and just our whole mentality is different because the speeds are just so much faster.
How hard was it today?
It was hard on my mind because it was playing tricks on me sometimes. I thought I was hearing bikes, but I wasn't hearing bikes.
Phantom bike syndrome.
Phantom bike syndrome, yeah. So I was like kind of battling myself the whole time.
And what are you saying to yourself when you're battling yourself, just trying to continue moving forward? What are you saying to yourself?
I just was like motivating myself, just talking to myself. You got this, you got this.
Well, you're the man. Hawaii is proud. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we're here with the robot, Tristan Hart. Second place on the day. Tell us about your day. How hard was it?
Not too hard. The
Not
rocks,
too hard.
no, definitely not too hard. The rock creeks are definitely challenging. It's not like they're hard though, because they're almost all downhill, which kind of makes me mad because then it takes a lot of skill out of it and just more send. But I think if you turn some of those around, then guys like me and Cody, I think there'd be a big difference because then it brings trials in. But going down, like Will says, I'm going to get down no matter what. But you turn some of those creeks around and we got to go up them, it's going to change a lot. So I think that would make a big difference. But the hills were all fairly dry. I don't think I lost too much time on the hills. I mean, I didn't have all the hot lines that probably Huddy did, but they were all pretty dry, so the traction was quite good in the dirt today. I would have liked to seen it wet. I would have liked to seen what that was like. And probably during the race, I'd be like, this sucks, but it would have been nice just to see the true Hawaiian experience.
Did you, when Cavell got by you over here, were you able to follow his lines and like see that he was doing something different early on, or no?
I mean, I watched him for about a minute or two, but then he got in between me he got in front of Ryder and me, and then Ryder maybe made a mistake and he like instantly gapped us. But I could kind of just tell from his body language, he was confident. He obviously knew where he was going. Like he instantly kind of steered the whole ship of me and Ryder and just we're like, oh, so this is where we go. And so I could just tell really, really easily that he knew what he was doing and he kind of had a plan for today. And I really didn't. I started off super slow, which, it's like 50-50. I either start off fast or I start off slow, and today was a slow day. And I never really got in the groove. Like King of Motos, I got in that groove and I started making stuff happen, but today I just could not make anything happen. If I wasn't fighting the ribbon, I was fighting the front tire traction on the rocks, and I just couldn't get into a rhythm that was going to allow me to catch Huddy. So honestly, pretty frustrating day. I mean, there wasn't much enjoyment for me, to be honest, which is kind of a bummer because this is probably the race I look forward to more than any other race this year. But yeah, I mean, I just couldn't will myself to get going, and the terrain wasn't really prompting me to get going either.
What was it like navigating the jungle that you had, jungle terrain that you had never seen before?
I think the trickiest thing was just like the ribbon kind of always followed one line, but then there's always be a couple other lines you can take. So then I'm constantly always second guessing myself because I noticed really early on that Huddy, he either follows the ribbon or he doesn't. And knowing when he does and doesn't is like impossible to know because he's pretty light on the gas, I think, judging from his tracks today. So it's hard to see where his tracks really were going. But clearly I'd go up a hill sometimes and all of a sudden his tracks would come out of nowhere and be like, oh, okay, well, obviously I lost time on this hill. So I think to make up time on him was just so hard because had I greased something really good, like maybe I can make up 10 seconds on him on one hill, but we go to the next one and I take one bad line, it's like you lose 30, 40 seconds so quickly. And then it's like 200-300 hills or so, it's like to try and play those odds against him with his line selection is tough. It was possible, but I would have had to been on my A game really early and just follow him for like 3/4 because I think he got tired at the end, but at that point the damage was done and I rode it in.
I wonder if like a second lap would have evened things back out a little bit because you would have known the course more.
Yeah, but then I still wouldn't exactly know those same lines, so
right.
Maybe if he got tired, but I don't know. He's just saving so much energy out there, which nothing against him. Like, there's lots of tracks I know in America that I probably won just because I understand how that terrain works, and
totally.
I've ridden some of them a lot, so I understand how that works. So nothing against him. He obviously he rides this place really well. It's actually surprising to me that he hasn't done better on the mainland. Like, I'm actually surprised he hasn't been a top 5 guy.
Because he's so good here.
Like, it's just crazy that someone that good can't get a top 5 or fight for podiums.
He's so specifically good.
Yeah, it's just like this race. I was talking to Ryder. It's so similar to Battle of the Goats and TKO. Even is quite similar.
Yes.
But he just clearly understands these exact trails really well, and it's not translating so much to other tracks. But it's impressive how well he rode today, and yeah, I mean, he's certainly got potential.
Well, congrats, Tristan. Second place on the day. You probably can't be too upset, but thanks for being here. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, it was a good experience being here with my family in Hawaii. Would have been nice to just, like, I don't even care about the money or nothing, but just to, like, ride good for myself is really what I want these days. And to come here and everyone come here and to not really get 100% out of myself just is disappointing. But I don't think any athlete's always 100%, so it's just those times you're not, it's just not a good feeling.
We hear you.
How does this venue compare on a world level?
It definitely has potential. It's really similar to Romaniac's. Really similar to that. Like it's similar. You get to a hill and there's just like lines everywhere, which is kind of what I struggled with there too. It's just like a place that you just need to go and you need to ride it year after year. And like next year, I'm not going to be perfect if we come back here, but I definitely remember like maybe 10% of the hills, and I wouldn't lose time on those, and maybe I'd actually come and ride, not here, but I'd go ride on Thursday. That was probably a mistake, just not feeling out the bike a little bit and feeling out the terrain. But I'd say it has potential to be a good race, but definitely the viewing's not great. Like, you don't get to see much here, which is kind of a bummer because it's like such sick terrain back there, but it's so isolated that to get this out there on, like, if Red Bull even came here, it'd be tough for them because everything's so isolated. Yeah. So it's a bummer because it's such a sick place. We got ocean views right here, but it's the way it is here.
It's gnarly.
You're not seeing much.
Yeah.
It's just you battle in the mountain for 3 hours and you come back and no one believes how gnarly the war stories are, but it's gnarly.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice job, Tristan.
Thanks.
Kana boy, absolute savage ride today. 3rd place on the day. Tell us about your day.
My main thing was just to keep my bike going, because every race I always have like a mechanical problem. So my main thing was just like take my time to the rocks and just keep the bike going, because I'd rather take off like 3 seconds off of just taking my time rather than cleaning out my whole race if my bike breaks.
So you're just keeping your bike together. And how were the creeks? How were the hill climbs? What was the hardest part for you?
The creeks weren't too bad. I mean, I expected it to be slippery, but just in the beginning, my hands was a bit numb. So just getting
arm pump?
No, my arm wasn't. I didn't have arm pump, but just my hands was numb. Just like I have that sometimes, And once I get past that, then I feel pretty good. But I just wanted to close the gap as much as I could, and I caught Ryder, and then I kind of caught Tristan. He kind of just kept that 4 or 5 minute gap from me like the whole race. So I was kind of like I needed to just see him, just to get that little bit of more push, you know.
Couldn't quite get him in sight though.
Yeah, like I could see him certain places, but I just wanted it so bad. But
What does it take to bring your skill and get a podium or finish similar to how you did today on the mainland? Obviously, it's different with terrain and all that, but what is it going to take for you to have success on the mainland?
I think we just really lack speed. I noticed just GNCC stuff is kind of more what we should lean towards and practice. So I think definitely going up there sooner and getting that training in will help a big difference, make a big solid difference.
What does it mean for you and your family and Hawaii to have such a strong ride today?
I'm just happy to represent Hawaii and let everybody know that Hawaii is not to be messed with.
Kauai strong. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pull up an island now.
Yeah, he's gonna pull up an island, take it over with his new hook.
Yes, sir.